Hello out there. This is Nina Childs here with Maya Film and TV, and I'm sitting here with the hilarious and incomparable Pete Altman. Pete, welcome to the show. How are you today?
Thank you, Nina. Fine, great.
I know you're doing well. So, Pete, you are what we consider in the entertainment world a multi-hyphenate. I understand that you do some acting, you do some producing. Of the two, what do you like to think of yourself more as? More of a producer, actor? Which do you enjoy more?
Never thought about that. You know, that's a good point. And probably more of a producer.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Okay. So you like to kind of like be a part of making sure everything comes together.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I've done some production work and it's fun. It keeps you busy. If you like to be busy, for sure. Now, you just played Donald Trump. I feel like you played Donald Trump a few times, but most recently in America Comedy, also starring Eric Roberts and Dan Lauria. And now, what was it like playing Trump, and how did you prepare for that role?
Actually, I didn't prepare for that role. I'm just the way I am today, and they wanted me to be me instead of, you know, being like Donald. But I know I sound like Donald.
You do.
At times. The whole thing on the film though was it was COVID when we produced the film,
Hmm.
and we had to do it in a studio. We used a couple of studios, and the most important part of production is the storyline.
Hmm.
And Spencer Canagon took ideas from the creator, which was Alex Azin, and put together a script. And there were 12 script revisions before we actually finished the movie. You know, and of course the movie is on Amazon Prime.
Yes, you can stream it there.
Yeah, and I think it's $3.99. And the idea is to make people laugh.
Hmm.
And by making people laugh, we can create more of a harmonistic society.
Hmm.
And that's one of the reasons we put that together. It all started 3 years ago when Alex said, "You remind me of Trump so much, you know." And that's why we did little skits, and we finally produced the movie. But we had some problems on advertising the movie through Facebook and Instagram because we were blocked. But later on in Congress, Mark Zuckerberg admitted that he made a mistake in stopping people from advertising, especially something with Trump name in the movie.
Mm. Yeah, there was a little bit of controversy about that film, The Apprentice, that came out. That was about Donald Trump, which was very different from your film, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so have you ever met Trump?
Oh, yeah, several times.
Really?
Yeah. Last time was in Las Vegas. He did a promo for me. He said, "Celebrity Scene is great. Bye," you know. It's somewhere on the internet, that promo. But I find him as a great humanistic person. He's a showman, and he's a businessman. And now Trump's in office, and he's doing some great things for the American people. It's time to make changes in our society. But as I said, laughter is the best medicine, and I want people to laugh. I want people to feel good about themselves and stop this hatred and this division going on in our society. We don't need that. By the way, Tom Halleck, who played Joe Biden, Tom Halleck, you may remember him from Murder, She Wrote with Angela Lansbury. What's the name of that series there? The Young and the Restless. He was Brad Garrett on The Young and the Restless. And of course, Dan Lauria was on Reagan, the movie that just came out. And he played the cardinal in the film. So it's a very political satire, but everybody makes fun of everybody, so to speak.
Yeah.
How did you see it?
Well, I streamed it on Prime, and it was definitely worth the $3.99. I really enjoyed it. I really especially liked the part where you went to the Mexican restaurant and ordered the egg rolls.
Oh, with the girls, yeah, Chinese
Yes.
food.
Yeah. I just thought it was funny. So how much of that was improv? Like, so you said there were 12 script revisions. So were you guys really strict about sticking to the script on that, or was there like a lot of improv?
Ian Fisher was the director on that. Early on, it was Brian, I forgot Brian's last name now. Brian. Anyway,
So many names.
no, Brian he did the Entourage. And Brian, for some reason I just blanked. But anyway, he was the first director, and then I brought, had Ian Fisher direct for the film. And we had different locations, but most of it was filmed in LA. And we did use a green screen for the wall when I was on the wall.
Oh yeah, that part. I was like, oh my God, that ladder is not set right. It's definitely some post going on there, but it was a great film. So
did you like it when my wife would spank me to lose weight? That was funny, huh?
you know what? And I thought it showed a very interesting dynamic about him and his wife. So I don't know. It was so much about the film that I enjoyed. The restaurant scene where you asked if you could use a coupon. There was a lot of great moments for you. Now, I did want to ask you, because I know that you do production as a producer as well. When you are approaching your productions, how do you start? Like, what's your approach when you're producing a film?
Well, the first thing that you need to do is you need to have a pitch package along with the script. And it's good to have a couple of celebrities that are interested in being in that film. And so you have letters of intent from them, and you use that to raise the money. A producer never raises his own money, spend his own money. He uses other people's money to do the film. This film that we produced looks like, $2-3 million. It was a lot less than that, though.
Wow.
And it's a film that was shot digitally through the Magic cameras. I like red cameras, Aeroflex cameras, but we used the Magic camera on this. And we used a couple of the cameras. But that's the first thing you do. And then you have a casting director to get those people involved in the film. And then, of course, you've got a location manager. You've got a script supervisor to make sure that when you're shooting, that you don't repeat the same things over. And if you're doing a product endorsement and you've got it in the film, you want to make sure that you put it in the right place for when you're shooting, because you stop and you go and you do different things.
Continuity, all those things.
Right.
All right, and now, what would you say is one of the most valuable things that you have learned in your career as an actor and producer?
Well, I've learned that you've got to have patience, and you've got to learn to treat people right. Because if you don't treat people right, you're not going to get the best performance out of them. In my case, that's where the director comes in. The director brings out the best in the actor. And we had some new actors on this film. And, my next project will be showing Trump in the White House. As a matter of fact, on the film, Trump says, "I'll be back." And it's a very comical part of the film where he is taken away by the Russian helicopter, because the gentleman, Eric Roberts, canceled the contract. Trump wanted to get away, because Nancy Pelosi was going to have him killed, because
You're running from her and the mafia.
yeah, and the mafia. So it's a very, very comical, certainly is a political satire. And I urge everybody to go to Amazon Prime and watch the film and get a lot of good laughs, because laughter is very good. On Twitter, we had 3.5 million hits, which helped, Trump in this campaign. And one of the reasons Trump won by a landslide is to make sure there was no cheating going on. Every precinct, by the way, had people in it to make sure there was no cheating.
It's so uncanny because you sound so much like him. But speaking of Trump, have you gotten any backlash for playing him? Because, people are on different sides of the aisle politically, things of that nature.
I recently did a show called Jetta TV with Bishop Ernest Johnson and the Way Network, TV network, and he asked me that. He said, did you have any backlash? I used to guard Trump's star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame as an experiment to see people's reactions, and I did get hit a couple of times.
Physically hit?
Yeah, physically hit.
Wow.
But I had a bodyguard after that that watched out for me on Hollywood Boulevard for that. And there's some videos on the internet that show different things, me as Trump, which is interesting.
Also, you have experienced some backlash. That's, I mean, I'm not surprised because he is a very polarizing figure. You know, you either love him or you hate him.
Yeah.
So,
Well, the point is, whether you like Donald Trump or whether you like me or not, it's what you do for the country to save the country. And when we say, let's make America great again, he truly means that. We are making America great again. How are we doing that? We secured the border, number one. Number two, our economy is going to improve. Number three, there's tariffs for people that don't cooperate with us. And, you know, for a long time, America has done a lot to help the world. But what have we gotten in return? So you have to remember some of those things. And we don't want a World War III. So the situation with Hamas and Israel is very important. By the way, just to get you to laugh a little bit, my hair is kind of a mess. Melania didn't fix it for me. But you know what? I'm good looking anyway.
that's spot on impression.
Excuse me.
So that's interesting because it seems like in your work, you are tying in a lot of political stuff. A lot of people in Hollywood kind of lean more towards the left. You got a lot of liberals. How has that been in regards to seeking funding for this film with your view?
Very good question. We were at the American Film Art. We were at the Cannes Film Festival, and we had a representative there. And what I found out is that if you don't like somebody, then you don't want to be involved. Right. And I had a lot of backlash. People said, that's too hot. I don't want to get involved in your film. I don't want to promote it. I don't want to license it out to different countries because India, the Philippines, I mean, those would be two markets. They love Donald Trump.
Right.
And that would be a great market for our film. Not to mention other markets where when you see license a film, that means they pay money up front and you have like a 7-year contract where they have all the rights to that film. And then after the 7 years, you can renew it or you just, go elsewhere.
You know, well, in defense of the film, it's not necessarily a pro or a Trump film. It is much like you said, very much a political satire. So with that being the case, do you have any dream projects?
I do. There's a one called Donald's World, which is a weekly series, 12 series.
Oh, we have that here.
And if you're interested, anybody out there, we certainly like to talk to you about it. The series could be on Netflix, it could be on Hulu, it could be on one of the networks, it could be on Paramount. It depends who's interested in having that series of Donald. And through that, of course, you have a pitch package, you have a proof of concept showing a little bit of what that film could look like. And in this Donald's World, which you won't be able to see, it's not on Prime. We have a situation where Joe Biden, Tom Halleck at that point says we've got to save the country. We've got to save the country. Well, who's going to save it? And the girl says, and he says, well, Donald Trump, he's going to save it. He's the only one. You'll see that in the pilot. So we want to do a series on that, and this was concept of Alex Hazen and Spencer Cadogan.
Are you guys bringing back a lot of the actors that were in the film?
We'll have a lot of new actors.
Okay.
Brand new actors, except for, I could see Tom Halleck coming back, and we see about the Carnell and see about Eric Roberts and things of that nature. In Europe, they like A-stars, and apparently some of the distributors didn't think that Eric is in too many films, that he was bankable, so to speak, But there's no reason why this film wouldn't do good. And now that Donald Trump is president of the United States, the film should do very good,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's a very timely time to be doing that.
Right.
For sure, for sure.
But I want to mention again, if you want to laugh and you want to have a good time and watch this political satire, it's called American Comedy, and it's on Amazon Prime. It's $3.99 to rent, and you're gonna laugh. And laughter is the best medicine.
Yeah, laughter brings us all together.
That's right.
And with that being said, that's our time. I want to thank you so much, Pete, for coming, taking the time to sit down and speak with us here at Maya TV. It's been a pleasure interviewing you. I did really enjoy the film, and hopefully we'll get to see your show soon.
And hopefully, let's make America great again.
That's all for today. Thanks for joining us out there in all the social media places. We'll see you next time. Bye.